As we gear up and we get closer to the Thanksgiving holiday, of course, Rockstar is going to be introducing some more weekly update bonuses and discounts. They're going to have their Thanksgiving and Black Friday opportunities in GTA Online for players to participate in. But we're also going to be gearing up for another newswire as well as a trailer for the new GTA Online Winter DLC update. And the trailer most likely is going to be coming in December right before the update drops. But we may be getting another newswire with some more information over the next couple weeks here and pretty soon. And the purpose of today's video is we're going to talk about all of the new winter DLC update features, content, vehicles, and more that players want to see added. I posted a community post over on my YouTube channel asking you guys what you want to see featured here and what you'd like to see in an optimal situation with this update. And I want to kind of go over things here in this video format as like a community source video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. You guys can leave your feedback and I feature it in today's video. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and let's get started. While we discuss all of this, I want to bring up the most important comment where we have nothing. I just want GTA 6 dump GTA 5, and I think that's how a lot of us feel at this point. We're still waiting on trailer 2, but this isn't a GTA 6 video, but nonetheless, very important. I'm sure we'll see some stuff very soon within the next couple months, or not, and if we gotta keep waiting, then it is what it is. I mean, we have no other choices out of our control. That being said, let's jump in and do the Brock Thompson Most Wanted Target bounty for the day while we talk about some of the vehicles, features, missions, content, all that players want to see here within this next winter DLC update. King Savage 526 wants to see the mission creator, and I think that's a very good point because that was leaked not too long ago. And of course, you know, we haven't seen it yet because we haven't gotten a new DLC update, but hopefully that does come with this new update. Rockstar never mentioned it in the actual community newswire where they hinted at the winter DLC and some of the features that were coming, some of the content, stuff like that. So that is quite interesting. I don't think it's the end-all be-all if we don't get it just yet, but we should have it this late into the game's life cycle because that would make players, you know, it would, or not make players, but it would give players extreme replayability while we wait for Rockstar's biannual DLC updates, because no one wants to wait half a year for all their stuff anymore. We do need more consistent content, but that's just not in the cards because we're so late into the game's life cycle. Rockstar is focused on GTA 6, things like that. Tiger 131 says for an actual vehicle that he wants to see a Dodge Ram TRX, and I think that would be awesome, in my opinion. We don't have that vehicle in the game. We have, I forget, is it the Bravado Bison? I'm pretty sure that's based off the Ram. I could be incorrect, but either way, we have that, but we don't have like an actual newer Ram, you know, 1500, 2500. We certainly don't have a TRX. We don't have a Ford Raptor or anything like that. The closest thing we have is the Vapid Cara, but we do need like a high performance truck, right, with crazy suspension work done to it, things like that. And the Cara is nice. It sort of fills that void, but it's not exactly what we want. So if we were to get that, that would be pretty sweet in my opinion. That's definitely one of my most sought after vehicles for this DLC, just in my own opinion of cars I want to see. I also want to see like a 2004 Land Rover Discovery 2. I feel like that would be pretty awesome, but I'm partial to that. I just love that truck and driving it around, things like that. Now let's just destroy the actual signal jammer here, and then we will make our way to the other one. And actually, I should just grab, I like playing this mission by doing everything you need to do, by going to the question mark and by going to the A and B signal jammers, because, you know, even though you could just kind of fly through it and intercept Brock Thompson, it's also just fun to kind of do everything in this mission possible. Jabberwocky says he wants to see some tactical military type missions, and I also think that would be pretty sweet. I mean, we do have the LSA operations as well as the Avenger missions that we got with the San Andreas Mercenaries DLC in June of 2023. But to be honest, I mean, especially the actual Avenger missions themselves, I don't find them extremely replayable just because the payouts are so low. The LSA operations, on the other hand, I do find replayable. They're really fun. And I think we're going to see that type of stuff anyway, even if it's not like full-scale military Merryweather type stuff, because you'll see a couple comments of players talking about they don't want like Merryweather content featured here. And I would agree. I would be nice to get like a different brand new military faction or something like that. But I feel like having the FIB contact and whatever we're going to have with these robberies is going to be pretty sweet. So even if it's not full-blown military-style tactical missions, things like that, it's still going to have like some military themes just because of the fact we're dealing with the FIB, probably the IAA at some point, things like that. All right, so now let's see. Let's take out this guy right here. There's one more back at the end of the dock. And here we go. We'll throw this grenade. Oh my god, he fell off the dock. That's crazy. Down he goes. All right, Signal jammer is destroyed right there. And now we have the location of his convoy. I'm actually not going to go after the compact EMP launcher. I'm just going to stop his vehicle by shooting at it. Might as well. Stevie C65 says something involving Michael DeSanta would be cool. Isn't that something that everyone wants to see at this point? I really like the contract and the agency DLC, of course, with Franklin. And even though LS Drug Wars wasn't everyone's favorite update, I did honestly like the missions a lot, and I like Dax as a character. I guess if Stephen Ogg was still working with Rockstar and he had an interest in doing something with Trevor still, then we would have had that as Trevor for our DLC, for the Drug Wars DLC. But since we didn't, of course, we got Dax, or at least that's kind of what's speculated and what's rumored and things like that. Whether or not that's actually true, I have no idea, but it does kind of fit that theme. Dax is kind of crazy and over the top, just like Trevor is in GTA 5. So that would be nice, having a Michael DeSanta DLC. Players have been speculating about that for years, wanting to see it. And I just wish that, you know, players would get what they wanted to. I'm not, like, most obsessed with it. I think I would have wanted a Michael DLC long ago, but it is what it is. Now, Phil D8238 actually has a great one here. I love this idea. Having the Acid Lab added to the Master Control Terminal in the arcade. Do I think Rockstar would actually do something like that? Unfortunately, no, just because it seems like they want to kind of keep it separate. That's why they added the Freak Shop and things like that. But nonetheless, it would be an excellent quality of life update for them to actually add that to the game, just because, yeah, the Acid Lab, you can farm solo and all that, and so that's why I think it's a great solo business. Probably the best solo business in this game. But the only problem with the Acid Lab, or my only pet peeve with it, is you have to constantly check the stock of it by going physically to the Acid Lab yourself. I mean, you can time it and things like that, but it's not just like, you know, selling your other MC businesses off of the Master Control Terminal, resupplying them from there, things like that. And since it is an illicit business, it would actually kind of make sense if we can get it featured here. Even if it's not the most lore accurate or whatever, it would be truly nice to have that feature added as like a quality of life update to the actual game itself. All right, Brock Thompson is here. I gotta take cover. But let's see, I could probably just get him without... Yeah, he's not even aiming at me right now, so I can just like continuously headshot him. Oh, there we go. Now, whoa, what the? Why is that guy going so fast? Chill, my guy. That's crazy. We almost got him. Almost got him. There we go. All right, now let's stun him, take him down. Or actually, I forgot, I don't need to actually stun him. It's been a minute since I did this one. It's been weeks, I think. Well, why is everyone going insane here today? Like, everyone's out of control. Hold on. There we go. Take you down. Take you down. I don't want this guy to bleed out, so let me... Hold on, I gotta take this guy out too. There we go. All right, now we can secure Mr. Brock Thompson here. You caused me so much trouble today, my guy. I hope you're ready to go back to jail where you belong. So yeah, having the Acid Lab added to the Master Control Terminal in the arcade, it would be fantastic. Something else that the random Eevee pointed out, he said, I'm fine with anything as long as it doesn't involve Merryweather. That's kind of what we were talking about before. I think a lot of players are kind of burned out on the Merryweather style content. As much as I would like to see military and tactical style missions, I think we'll get that itch scratched with an FIB focused DLC, which is kind of what this is stacking up to be. I mean, we don't have much news besides knowing the business location, which is the Darnell Bros Garment Factory, and we know we're going to have an FIB contact, things like that, whoever it is. I think it's going to be a pretty good DLC. Now, Mad Hatter Gaming says, I would love to see an AC-130 in-game, like a weaponized Titan. And honestly, that's probably the most unique thing I've heard so far. We have the Titan in the game, but we don't have any sort of oppressive offensive gunner type AC-130 Titan, and that would be sick. I mean, it would almost be pointless in the grand scheme of things because, you know, it would be slow and just like one explosive shot from like, you know, a heavy explosive sniper would slow it down, start making it smoke, and then it would eventually just crash and burn. But I still would love to see something like it anyway. I think, you know, this game does have room for another big weaponized plane like that, and Rockstar should totally add it into the game. Whether it'll be totally broken and slow and not worth, you know, the $6 or $8 or even $10 million is going to cost, who knows, but I feel like there is room for that, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts on it in the comments below. So now we're pulling up on the location with Brock Thompson. Let's bring him to justice. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about, just from the actual Newswire image that we got, of course, we could see a GTA Online character standing and leaning against that Dodge Viper GTS that's out front. And, you know, whether it's going to be called the Banshee GTS when we get it in GTA Online or whatever the case is, it is going to be awesome. I just hope that it doesn't turn out to have like a crazy amount of engine resistance like that Overflod Entity MT had with the Drug Wars update or something like that, because that would be extremely unfortunate. But even if it does, I feel like it's not the absolute worst case scenario for us. It's still just going to be a fun DLC vehicle to check out, especially day one. And I'm sure that's going to be like the free featured GTA Plus vehicle when we get that update on December the 10th, it looks like. So that seems to be the date. So now let's go after Serenity Pierce. She's part of one of the MC clubs, or one of the actual motorcycle gangs. So let's go after this target and keep talking about this update. Now, my personal opinion, I am actually very excited to get sort of another central hub for a business, sort of like the Freak Show functioned for the Acid Lab with the LS Drug Wars update. Well, I think, you know, there is still a chance we could get some sort of purchasable property. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It just seems like we're going to be able to head out to the Darnell Bros garment factory and start whatever strings and series of missions that we actually have to do. And I think it'll be fun. It would be great to start them through the jobs list as well if we have that opportunity, because of course we could do that with the LS Drug Wars update, whether it's the first dose or last dose missions. And then the other thing I want to talk about while we do this mission is the payouts, because I think it's extremely important. Now, I'm not of the opinion that everything needs to pay out $55 million. You know, you need to make $1 million every single hour with every activity like Cayo Perico pays you out with. But I do think that payouts are important for replayability, and one of the downsides of the past few updates that we've been seeing, at least with LS Drug Wars, at least with San Andreas Mercenaries DLC, and with bottom dollar bounties, is the payouts. Now, the Chop Shop, I don't necessarily think the problem is the payouts per se. I think the payouts are very appropriate for the time it takes, and like, you know, the stress you endure on the missions and stuff like that, and the challenge you actually are presented with. It's just the fact that you can only do those missions once a week and those vehicle robberies once a week. And it would be good to farm them over and over. You know, obviously if there's a claimable car for the week, you shouldn't be able to claim it over and over and over, but just for the fact that doing the missions, it would be fun to farm them and just keep speedrunning them over and over, just like you could do everything else. It would make sense. Just like now with this bottom dollar bounties update, you know, the missions are really good. The most wanted target, I would like to be able to do it more than once a day, but I could see why it has that 1 day cooldown. You know, for the payouts you're getting, things like that. So either the bottom dollar bounties update should have paid twice as much, or at least with the blue target bounties, you should be able to farm those repeatedly, just like you can go off the legendary bounty board or the bounty board in general in Red Dead Online and farm those missions. You don't have an hour cooldown on the $1, $2, or $3 icon missions in the free roam. You could just do those as many times as you want. The legendary bounties, you have a 48-minute cooldown, and I think that would be appropriate for the most wanted target bounties, is having that 48-minute or hour cooldown, or even, you know, even if it was more than that, the same cooldown as Cayo Perico, so 3 hours. That would make more sense. But once a day, I think it made this DLC kind of forgettable in a sense. Like, players just kind of forgot about it after a certain point, because while the missions were fun, you're going all the way up to Polito Bay a lot, things like that. You're taking a lot of time to do these blue free roam bounties, right? And these targets you got to take down. But if we just had either more replayability, being able to farm them over and over repeatedly without cooldowns, or getting double the payout, that would have made it a lot better for players. So hopefully this DLC that we're getting this winter in December strikes a nice balance between replayability, profitability, as well as, of course, payouts. Yet to be seen what happens. We never learn about that stuff beforehand. It would actually be kind of interesting if Rockstar talked about it a little bit ahead of time. And even if they didn't mention like the payout structure or anything, they just kind of said maybe what it would be comparable to or something like that. I feel like that is some important details, but we're never going to get that in the newswire. They're just teasing the actual content itself. They're never jumping into absolute specifics besides a few things before the DLC comes out, and then we get the trailer, stuff like that. One of the other questions I wanted to ask you guys in the comments, for you guys to comment down below about, is of course the trailer itself. What are some of the things and the features, you know, vehicles, all that type of stuff? What do you want to see revealed in the trailer? When do you think we're getting the trailer? Are we going to get the winter DLC trailer before we get a trailer 2 for GTA 6? Are we going to see that first? I feel like this year, honestly, who knows if we'll actually see any GTA news or information this year. What if they just start off 2025 with GTA 6 news, and December is all about the GTA Online DLC? Because, you know, by this time last year, we already knew from the Jason Schreier leak and the Forbes leak that we were going to be getting a GTA trailer, and then Rockstar later confirmed that, and then we had a couple weeks to wait, and then the trailer was leaked, and there we go, we had it. But this year, it's just been radio silence in regards to GTA 6 from Rockstar, so who knows what we're going to see in the future. But nonetheless, I'm really looking forward to this GTA Online DLC. Let me know in the comments if you guys are excited as well. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I haven't done a video like this, a community source video, talking with you guys, my subscribers, my supporters like this, in a long time. So if you want to see another one of these on a different topic, let me know. I can definitely get working on that for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.